'Cause we live, bitches.
Coming soon to this theater.
It's alive. It's moving. It's coming this way.
I remember seeing a film called The Gargantuas, I believe. And it was the good Gargantua and the bad Gargantua. At the end of it, the good Gargantua had to sacrifice himself to defeat the bad Gargantua and rid the world of evil. Called The Gargantuas. I'm called The Gargantuas, I believe.
Right,
And it was the good Gargantua.
Right, shut up, Brad. Yeah, I'm boomering out. Sorry, folks. What up, everybody? Welcome to this evening, this November 22nd. Lovely, lovely, lovely evening in the state of New York, at least where I'm at. Welcome to a horror movie club. A club where, what do? We watch horror movies. Tonight's movie is the one that Brad Pitt was referring to as Gargantuas. I don't think he understood what the full title was. That clip that I just played, by the way, that's from the 2012 Academy Awards, where they were asking movie stars, like, what was it that got you into acting? What was it that made you want to be an actor? And evidently, when he was a little kid, like myself, like this dude right here, a very big War of the Gargantuas fan. Although if he were a true War of the Gargantuas fan, he would remember the full title. But anyway, I mean, if I were Brad Pitt, I probably wouldn't remember any of that nerdy shit either. I'd be out like banging starlets and, committing, atrocities in third world countries. All right, before I say anything else that gets me into trouble, I'm in a mischievous mood tonight. I'm sorry. Let me bring on my boy, your boy, Matt Butch Cleaver Burke.
Hey,
What's up,
Brian?
Matt?
What's
Help
up,
me
man?
out
How you
here,
doing?
brother. I'm hanging in
What's
there,
up, bro?
man.
That's why I'm here.
Oh, God. Feeling
Talk some
goofy.
Gargantuas.
Yeah, the movies of tonight is our first kaiju movie.
Right?
Yeah, it is. And the reason I chose it for this week was this is a movie I've been wanting to get to for a while. And when I was a kid, I was growing up, you opened up the TV guide and you saw like a kaiju movie, it would always say horror next to it.
Yeah.
Right? The kaiju movies were always listed as horror movies because, well, they were monster movies.
Right.
And
Oh shit.
What's the matter? You okay? Oh shit. Okay, I hope Matt's okay. I hope if anything's wrong, he's just like, burning some chili or something like that. Right? You okay, dude? All right, I'm just gonna let him chill in the back room. I hope everything's cool with him. Hey Sam, what's up, brother? Oh man, good seeing you as well. Matt, are you good to go again? No? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. All right. Okay. Homeboy's having some technical difficulties. But anyway, let me bring on our evening's host, Pops Van Sam. What's up, dude? Thanks for having me on your channel, bro.
Hey,
Having me
man.
on the Madness Network.
No. Thanks for bringing your show to the channel so I can bring more guests to see you. Bring to build your audience. That's what this is all about. I see Keith in comics out there. What's going on, Keith?
Oh,
Got
man.
Sim. Dude, I found the comic that broke the ceiling. I read the comic that broke the ceiling yesterday, bro.
You read the comic that broke the ceiling, and
It's called Arsenic Lullaby.
Okay, let's see.
And it's about a dude that has an army of zombie fetuses.
Whoa. What the fuck?
You heard me.
You know that meme of the black dude going,
Dude, I read it. It's funny.
Marks?
I mean, it's from way back in 2001, before everything was all stupid, right? Before everything was all stupid.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
But I featured this book on the show-offs a couple weeks ago. I pulled it out because it was one of those books I couldn't find any information on, right?
Okay.
So I was at Grand Rapids Comic-Con last weekend, and there's this big banner, Arsenic Lullaby. And I was like, no wonder I can't find dude. He's local. You know?
Because he's right in your backyard.
Yeah, man. So I ended up talking to him. We had him on the Madness yesterday. Good dude. One of us all the way down the line,
awesome.
bro.
That's awesome. Is he still making comics?
Yeah, that's what I mean. He was at the con with the big, huge setup. He had, like, graphic novels. Like, this is old school floppy, right? Like, real old school, super skinny, indie floppy, right?
It looks like a nitty gritty independent from the 80s.
Yeah,
I love that
exactly
shit,
what
man.
it is. And now he's
shit.
got nice, square bound graphic novels and shit. I was like, and I was gonna take it up there on Sunday and have him sign it, and show it to him and whatnot. And then it snowed like a bitch Saturday night.
Damn, we didn't get any snow. I was pissed off about that
So
too.
we didn't go. So we didn't go on Sunday
because
Chris turned around and hauled ass home. Because he had to get all the way back to Philadelphia, and it was like it started snowing here. He's like, "Yeah, I'm out," or not Philadelphia, but Pennsylvania. He's like, "It's snowing here. I'm out." And I was like, "All right, bye."
All right, I think Matt's.
Are you ready, Matt?
Back. Thumbs up,
back?
dude.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, there he is.
There was a drive-by earlier today where two cars were shooting at each other, and I could have sworn I fucking heard it again. And even my neighbor came around, and we went outside. Like, I'm talking like 20 feet from my house.
Yeah.
That's the first time it's ever happened. Well, it's the first time it's ever happened.
I've lived in that neighborhood.
I've been here 10 years.
Too, but like on like the 5th, 6th floor of a fucking building.
Yeah, this never happened. They were shooting at each other. So, and then we went out and found the shells in the street.
Oh my god!
I've been wanting to leave, and now I really want to move.
Oh, Jesus!
Yep. That's what's happening, yo. That's what's
It
happening.
wasn't it. It was some dude knocking on the door trying to sell some fucking internet.
See, they come out around here in the boonies and do that. We just got a few lakes.
See ya. Nobody gonna
Fish
find
food,
your
baby.
ass.
Fish food. No time.
I was sleeping when it happened too. I was sitting in the living room like a chair, and just a pop, 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 and I'm like, what the? And then the neighbors were running out. And this was earlier in the day, and then I thought I heard it right now, but someone was knocking on the door trying to sell some internet. I'm like, oh, okay. All right.
Brian, look.
That should scare me, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Matt got PTSD off one drive-by. You see that?
Because usually it's far away. Like, they blow up shit like during the summer, like bombs all the time. But my
You
brain.
mean like fireworks?
Fireworks. Well, they make those Shasta bombs. We get those 3 liters and you break up the piccolo peats.
Boom!
Oh, okay.
Put them into
All right, but it's not like military
bag.
ordnance. It's not like
No.
like you're being shelled or
They
like
make a lot, bro, and it goes for like 6 months sometimes, and they kind of sound. Usually it's like pop, pop, pop. You can hear like little trails of something like pixie dust, like sonically. But this was different. Like the gunshots have a different sound. And then once my brain internalized the shells that we found out in the street, me and the neighbor, I'm like, oh,
So
fuck.
first thing
And then
you did was ran and made sure that your kids and your lady were okay.
Well, actually, the first thing I did was jump down on the floor, and then I ran in there and checked.
Yeah.
See, here I am. I'm thinking like, oh shit, he's having like some kind of like internet problem, or he like agreed to meet somebody online somewhere, or he was scheduled for like another stream, and instead, like, you're hitting the fucking floor because you think there might be a fucking drive-by. Bullets might come whizzing through your fucking house. Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus Christ. That's that's some fucking real horror. Jesus, man.
It was just probably some kids racing that got mad at each other, and all these, they got guns now and shit. Everyone's got a gun now. You know what I'm talking?
It's awful.
It's all over the place.
It's awful.
The Gargantuans, War of the Gargantuans.
Oof. Jesus Christ, man. Yes. Let me show a. You know what? Let me show the American trailer for this.
Okay.
I always like I said, like I was saying before, like you had to drive by. When I was a kid, they would show these movies on TV and they'd be listed as horror movies. Most of the Godzilla movies, most of the Kaiju movies, I wouldn't consider horror movies. The reason why I wanted to do this one on a horror movie club is because it's one of the few that I think is actually a horror film.
Well, you remember when we were kids, they had that thing called World Beyond on Saturday mornings?
Yes.
And it would be horror movies. Some weeks it would be I would just watch it if it was a Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Just,
I mean,
whatever, right?
Yeah. All right, they're doing a Godzilla movie this week. I'd watch it. If it wasn't a Godzilla movie, I didn't watch.
Right. Oh, okay. You love the Godzilla, huh?
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
and when I was a kid, I was big into Godzilla. I thought that was the shit.
I like
what kid
Kong,
wasn't?
man.
What kid wasn't, man?
Godzilla's dope though. I liked Godzilla from the get, but I come to like Kong more as I aged.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, I mean, you know, I'm on Team Kong. Always on Team Kong. Being a gorilla guy, but of course, I love me some Gojira. Love me some Gamera. You know,
Yeah.
I liked all. Actually, you know what? Let me play the trailer for the movie that precedes this. Did you know? Okay, first of all, I gotta find out which versions you guys watched because there are multiple versions of this movie. I just watched the new Blu-ray, which is fucking dope.
Whatever link you gave me.
I watched what was on Tubi. So.
Okay, and I think it's the Janus version. I think it's the new version that's on Tubi, and then it's the same thing I think on YouTube, except the YouTube version has like 20 times more commercials.
Oh yeah, there was some commercials, but
Tubi's not bad when it comes to commercials at all. I don't think.
Sam, I got to agree with this right here. Blame Fast and Furious because what I can remember, I've seen people hand over the titles to their cars because they lost a race and nobody got beat up, nobody got shot. They were honorably fucking paying up on their loss, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen people hand over the pink slip to their car. Okay, this shit that goes on now, blame the stupid movies and the stupid sensationalism of it.
Well, not only that, everybody thinks
there used to be an honor to race.
Look, movies don't create idiots. People have always been stupid. It just kind of informs the style of stupidity.
Well,
Do you know what I'm saying?
Street racing back in the day, it might have got a little bit of American graffiti where somebody wrecked. But it never got to the point where people were killing each other over losing a race.
Okay? A lot of racers over here.
Okay?
A lot of Torettos over here, dude. Thousands of them go down like the 405 and 605, like, come from Los Angeles to like.
I'm in the suburbs, right? I'm in the suburbs, so there isn't that much crime out here. But I just happen to live like about quarter of a mile away from this massive straightaway. Right? And I've got into like quite a few near head-on collisions on that stretch of road. I like made it a habit to avoid, So, but yeah, no, I know. Once the Fast and the Furious came out, just like
just
these
happens,
kids speeding around.
I get this again. This is the first time this has ever happened. I've been here 10 years, but I live on an area where it's just so random. I get shit sometimes.
It's so fucking creepy, dude.
Got a guy breaking into the
ID over here throwing his brother under the bus. Look. ID over here throwing his brother under the bus.
Oh, snap.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Oh, man. That's kind of brutal. Anyway. The version that you watched, did you hear the name Frankenstein a lot?
Yeah, a lot of Frankenstein going on. Yeah.
Frankenstein. Okay.
From the white boy, right?
Oh, yeah. Russ Tamblyn.
Yeah, the white boy running around in there like.
Yeah.
Frankenstein. Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Like,
if you watch the Japanese language version, it's Frankenstein.
You got to put the Stein in there. The Stein. You got to.
Frankenstein. That's how you say Frankenstein.
I was just BSing you, ID. See, me, I'd have thrown my brother under that bus.
Goddamn ruthless, man. Ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the reason you heard Frankenstein a lot is because tonight's movie is actually a sequel to another kaiju movie called Frankenstein Conquers the World. There had been talks back in the old days of Universal of doing a Frankenstein versus King Kong.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right? Willis O'Brien, the guy who created Kong himself and did like the stop motion animation and everything, was like ready to go. There are production illustrations. That's not to say production illustrations, pre-production illustrations, right? When movies are just in the drawing stages, right? And most movies never even get out of that stage, but those images still remain. Anyway, somehow or another, that ended up in Japan. Toho, I think, got the rights because they wanted to do, I think, Frankenstein versus Godzilla because Godzilla versus King Kong had been such a hit. And are you following me? Am I making any sense here?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So then they took that. So so stay with me here. So what they did was they took that idea and then just turned it into Frankenstein Conquers the World, where they had the plot is completely bonkers. It opens up. What up, ID?
No, that's the other one.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm getting so caught up in my narrative of the Japanese of Frankenstein movies. Actually, because this is. See, now I'm starting to confuse myself. This is so confusing. But what up, Jeff? So the movie that ended. Here, let me just play a clip so you'll at least have something for context that will make some kind of fucking sense.
In the ocean's unfathomable depths, a gigantic, man-like creature appears.
Look, it's Peter Dinklage. Oh.
I was just gonna say that. I was
going to say Mickey Rourke.
Like that looks like
Oh, shit.
So what they did was
even better. Where have I seen that? That looks like that little kid.
It's the caveman from the Geico commercial.
Comes a prehistoric mastodon of
T'Chaka?
Yes, it looks like T'Chaka.
That was a caveman from the Geico commercials.
All right, now, so they decided to do the Frankenstein versus Godzilla movie, but at the last minute, they were like, instead of using Godzilla, let's use a different monster. And so the monster that they used for this one is Baragon. Baragon is the very dog-like Godzilla monster with the floppy ears and like this husk.
Never before has the screen known such heart-stopping terror.
The plot to this is incredibly bizarre. It opens up in Japan, in Hiroshima in 1945, where a secret Nazi unit has preserved the immortal, still beating heart of the Frankenstein monster. Then the bombing happens, and the heart kind of regenerates a new monster. So it's the heart of the monster, of the Frankenstein monster, but it's like a new creature that spawned from the heart of the Frankenstein monster.
Starring Nick Adams.
Nick Adams! Nick Adams being one of those American actors who, when their career was on the downward spiral, went to Japan and made like a couple of kaiju movies. This guy was so far up his own ass, he got nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor and had a party for himself.
A couple of kaijus, a couple of quaaludes.
And he was just like, I'm a shoo-in. And so he lost and like evidently threw a fit at the party that he threw for the victory party that he threw for himself because he was expecting to win an Oscar.
Best supporting actor.
Well, I feel he's very important from a scientific point of view. I'd have to cut off a leg or an arm.
Doctors, I won't let you conduct this test.
Frankenstein, with the strength of 1,000 men. And every man's need for affection that makes him a willing captive.
The actor that they cast in this was like a 20-year-old guy who had been in like some romantic movie where made all the girlies scream.
Hurt you.
That guy right there, Brian, Chris,
Yeah.
he's the one that created the Slaughterville game and Slaughterville comic. He's
what up,
kind
brother?
of a horror guy. He'd fit right in here.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Well, I mean, he has an open invitation, and I would be happy to add him to the Twatter DN group for sure.
Yeah,
somebody
he's
out
laughing
there.
The new scoop of the century.
You look behind the hand.
The horrifying touch of a severed hand with the life of its own. Terrifying force of a monster that dwarfs man's tallest structures.
I'm definitely gonna get a copyright strike for this because Toho is evidently very litigious.
Well, just keep talking over it, keep cutting it, keep stopping it.
Yeah.
Talking over it.
Yeah, okay, so
I love it.
At the end of this, Baragon and the Frankenstein monster, the new Frankenstein monster, do battle, and I think. What does he do? Yeah, I think the new Frankenstein monster, kills Baragon, and then suddenly the earth opens up and just swallows them both. I think a very bizarre, like, Deus Ex Machina ending. Anyway, the movie that we're talking about tonight, War of the Gargantuas, is a sequel to that movie.
Okay.
Okay?
So the Frankenstein that's in this movie is supposed to be that other guy?
No, pieces of him.
Okay.
That's to say, cells from that monster then produce a new monster, which is known as Gyra. He's the green one.
It's a huge plot hole.
Well, I mean, it's convoluted as fuck, but I'm explaining it to the best of my abilities.
Well, really, what Japanese plot isn't?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a real cool shot.
What's up, dude?
Both of the actors. So what happens is suddenly a new Frankenstein shows up in this, right? And the opening to this movie itself, I think, is an awesome opening for a horror movie, right? Because you've got a fishing boat out to sea, right? And this dude's like very, very, very merrily steering the boat, and then suddenly you hear that Japanese horror movie music, where they used, I think,
the weather started getting rough.
I'm sorry?
The weather started getting rough.
Indeed, it did.
The tiny ship was lost.
The tiny ship was rocked, but it ain't the storm that's rocking it. It's like a giant octopus which proceeds to attack.
I kind of like the octopus. I went right for a tentacle port. I saw that. I'm like, so that's where it came from.
God damn it! I was just about to go.
What?
Now, as a little kid,
I was about to throw that out there, but great.
The birth of tentacle port.
More trivia. That monster, that octopus, was originally supposed to be used in the original ending of Frankenstein versus Baragon. That is to say, Frankenstein conquers the world. But they ended up not using this monster, so they used it in this one. And I forget if he has a name. I'm pretty sure he does. But what he ultimately is, of course, it's the fucking Kraken, basically.
Yeah, I was actually more than mildly impressed with the special effects right here for the age of this movie.
Yeah, and all the gel that they put on it, they sauced it up nice.
Oh, dude.
Very believable.
Sauced it up.
Special
get the egg whites and the mayonnaise, boys.
So remember, when you're a kid, also, one of the reasons why you watch these movies is for the special effects.
Yeah. I like the effects in this movie.
They're terrific, right? Because these movies were ridiculed for their bad special effects when I was a kid, because it was the age of Star Wars and that sort of a thing.
Yeah, can you make the rubber suit look less rubber?
Right, but now the stuff has an odd charm to it.
Right.
Also, just the cleverness of the special effects. The director of both this and Frankenstein Conquers the World was Ishirô Honda. Ishirô Honda got his start by making war movies pro war propaganda films for the Japanese Empire, for the Imperial Japanese Army in World War II. And evidently, these involve the use of a lot of special effects, specifically miniatures and airplanes and shit like that. They would stage like naval battles.
Yeah.
And these films were evidently so convincing, the American military saw them and thought that they were legit. They didn't realize that what they were watching were special effects. That's how good the miniature work was. Mind you, this is also in the 1940s, so you're talking about black and white and that sort of a thing. You could,
Yeah,
like they were looking at like high def, like 4K Blu-ray transfers or anything like that. So they could be forgiven for actually having thought that some of that stuff was authentic.
I wonder who came up with it first. Was it the decoys? Remember how we were supposed to have set out decoy fleets at first, like ahead of our actual fleet?
Yep.
Think we got that from them?
Almost certainly. I think so. I absolutely think so.
So we should do this, only bigger.
Yeah. It would not surprise me. Like I said, the American naval intelligence looked at Honda's movies and they thought that they were real. They absolutely did not have no clue. That,
hey, real quick, hey Jeff, is the audio out coming through your speakers?
Yeah.
Or are you wearing headphones?
No, they're coming through my speakers. Is that a problem?
I think it's messing with the audio of the stream. I could be wrong.
I'll fix that.
All right, sounds okay to me. Damn. Well, tonight's movie, I'm glad that we have a prime example of brotherly love being expressed right now. Since, tonight's movie is very much about brotherly love and also brotherly hate.
I hate to admit it, but I only got as far as that shipwreck, man. It has been a really busy week. I just like hanging out with you guys.
Oh, okay.
And,
well,
and don't ask me why, because I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
Hey, just
metal movies and brewskis, metal movies and brewskis, it's all in the name. But everybody else, I'm like, that's some Algebra 2 shit that I'm still trying to work through.
So, what I love about this is this poor guy's getting attacked by the fucking Kraken, and then suddenly it loosens its hold of him, and he looks out the window and he sees this other monster that's fighting with the giant octopus, and it's really well done,
right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And the way that this is, the way it's like, you can see it's spraying water out of like one of like the openings that's by its eyeballs, right? They had these massive fucking pools.
God, what is that?
It's gnarly, is what it is.
I know.
Here it's trying to like fit itself over his head, maybe so I can like bite him with its beak or something. But Gyra here just like throws the thing aside. Wait, hold on a sec.
I know who that is.
That's your woman?
No, this is the part. Like I've seen this meme before. That's where he starts doing this and this because somebody's about to ask him to do a chore.
What, this thing?
About to get their lunch.
You gotta like stretch, honey.
No. This is the Gyra. If you were gonna do a dance called the Gyra after this character, it would be this.
Yeah.
Sim, get in here, dude. We're about to watch an Ink Slayer.
I'm sorry, Brian. I didn't mean that. What I meant was I could hear Jeff's wife asking him, Jeff, as in, can you stop what you're doing and help me get this off this shelf?
Oh, I see.
So I was going to
Are you implying that your brother is henpecked?
No, just
no, I don't.
I'm in high demand.
That, but I will say this.
Oh, okay. There's nothing wrong.
I had plans on getting.
I'm a marketing genius.
I had plans on getting my wife a stool for her anniversary present.
Really?
So she could get some shit off the shelf.
So she can get some shit off the shelf herself.
Kazing.
I'm just in high demand.
Really good step ladders, man. You can pick up a really good step ladder.
I did. I that's why I didn't buy one. I found one somewhere in the basement with cobwebs on it.
But tell me, like how creepy is this, right? First, you've got a giant octopus, the Kraken, has showed up and it's trying to fucking eat you. Then this monster shows up, saves your ass, except he hasn't come to save you. He's just saving you.
Then he starts to hump, and then he starts to hump the boat. Everything that's about this dude here that everything about his face it's all wrong turn. You know what I mean?
Also, it's the
it's all he's got like Deliverance face.
Have you ever seen
image? I don't know how familiar you are with Japanese art, Dave, or like the images of like. Do you know what an oni looks like?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an oni mask?
No, I'm gonna.
Oh, that's
the last time I heard that word was it was a video game.
Because what Gaira is basically an oni. That's to say an ogre.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so one of the things, once again, that freaked me out when I was a kid, that I still find disturbing, is how this one lone survivor is being interrogated by the police, and he's explaining like how his friends were just like booking it like as fast as I could through the water, and there's this great shot of these sailors just like swimming for their lives, and then the camera pans to the left and you see him coming after them.
Yeah, like in a bad dream when you can't run fast
like
enough.
A total nightmare.
Right. Share my screen. I found some image thumbnails from a Brave search. But the cool thing I like about these is they're almost all of them are symmetrical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is like, oh man, that would make a really cool pinstripe design.
A lot of balance.
Yeah, exactly. But they're all there, and it's funny when you see something like this, and if you look at like demons and things like that are represented in like Old English Bibles, they're not all that different.
No, they're not. This is.
I mean,
do you know why, Dave? This is because
demons are real.
Well, yeah, either that or they come from the Jungian subconscious, right? They're archetypes. That's to say they're part of
so
the
you're
of
basically
the human
that's like the why
brain.
does everybody see the same thing when they're on DMT?
Exactly.
Is because our brains are all made of the same stuff, not because everyone's being visited by weird elves.
Well, it's once again like the Weird Elves things, right? It's like every culture has demons, ogres, little people. One of the best analyses I've heard of the modern alien, you know, the Greys, the ones that are like the little dudes with the big heads and the anal fixations. They're the modern.
I like my anus fixed right where it is. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But they're no different than the stories of the Heinzelmännchen that I grew up with when I was a kid, of elves, of brownies, of dwarves, little people, right? Except these are little
like
people for the modern age, so they come from outer
right?
space, and
Dinklage. We're back to Dinklage again.
Pops has a point.
They want your ass, like quite literally.
We've mastered
because that's the part that they can reach if you're Dinklage size.
Look, it's Giant Man.
Now look at this. This also, the shot composition in this movie is
actually
really impressive.
Nice.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think that there are some really just great shots in this film that are like genuinely menacing. Even a special effect that's as simple as that is
real.
Is really effective.
I was watching that scene just going like, damn.
It gives you true perspective of his size when you know the size of these airplanes, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you see him way over there, and he's that much bigger, right?
I like the previous one more so than this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
this one he
right.
doesn't look as big.
I mean, imagine the guy working the camera, the director, whatever, is like, all right, he looks really, really big in this shot. So in the next shot, he's got to look really, really big, as well.
Because Ishirô Honda already had developed, and he and his special effects crew had already developed that sense of perspective for like the World War.
But they could keep the proportions.
Propaganda movies that they were making,
they could keep the proportions consistent.
They had mastered that.
Right.
Like I said, Honda's like war films fooled the American naval intelligence.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
the big fools
gotta
we're
tell
talking
you,
about,
man.
So it's creepy as hell. I mean, you just see like this head emerge on the horizon, right? And he makes his way over to this building, And this scene fucked me up when I was a kid. I know I keep bringing this movie back to my childhood, but imagine you're a little kid and you're watching this, and because you'd never seen a monster in a kaiju movie do something like this before, he grabs this poor woman, right?
Yeah. Like her feet are
style, and grabs her and stuffs her into his mouth and chews her up, and then fucking goes like seems to sort of sneeze, but what he's doing is he's spitting out her clothes.
Yeah.
And
man, it's like trying that's like tying a knot in the stem of a cherry.
Most definitely.
That's all wrong turn right there. Look at that wrong turn face.
So then the sun comes out and he just starts fucking booking it and just jumps back in the water. And then we
just
have
them sunflower seed shells. That's all.
Right.
But I mean, like, so she's fucking creepy. Like, I mean, Godzilla's just gonna fucking stomp you or blow you up or fucking burn you up with his atomic breath. This motherfucker is gonna eat you alive.
Yeah.
Spit your clothes out.
Spit your clothes out so everybody knows it was you.
Don't those giants from the Attack on Titan do the same thing? Those things
as a matter of fact, As a matter of fact, one of the biggest influences on Attack on Titan was this movie.
I knew you were going to say that.
Inspired Attack on Titan.
This is the part where you pull out a toy of a gargantuan that you found somewhere, someone's attic or garage.
We're gonna take a look. We're gonna take a look at some gargantua.
Okay, if you don't pull it out, we're gonna go off on a tangent. That tangent's gonna connect to a toy on your shelf. I guarantee it.
Here, check this out. Yes, people. The holidays are coming up. If anybody wants to reach into their pocket and drop $250 and buy me one of these fucking things. Oh yeah, this is a really charming picture right here.
Oh, that's cool.
This is the actor who played Gyra with a fan.
A cosplay,
as Gyra, and he has
holding the Kraken. That's nice.
Oh, little plushy Kraken.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the head crab that they have. You can wear.
What, Half-Life?
Yeah, they make plushy.
Look at these. These are dope.
Give me a hug.
Plushy head crab.
Those are really cool.
Those look like McFarlane quality.
So these were grown from the hand of the Peter Dinklage character in the previous movie.
Well, his cells. It's
Chocula.
Count Chocula.
You're thinking of Chaka. By the way, this is a
Chaka,
comic book appearance that Gyra and Santa just made, and it looks like there may be a remake also possibly on the way.
Sweet. I like that one piece you showed up to in the beginning. The two of the brothers fighting. That was sweet. Is that a comic too, or what?
Absolutely.
No, it was me and Jeff in our teenage years. Fisticuffs, man.
Can you guys communicate?
Twin rivals.
Like
no. I mean, we were like really ugly, and then really, that's like the pretty came through much later on, like the 30s and stuff.
Dave's gonna have a great time tonight.
Some of my brother-in-laws are twins, and they can like read each other's minds and shit.
Well, there was that whole thing where I said the thing about the octopus just before Dave did, and he's like, I wanted to do the tentacle porn reference.
I did. There was a reference I was waiting to make. I was being polite, but then Jeff just totally like elbowed in and was like, no, this is my time in the spotlight.
Does anybody else feel like America is inserting them, like white people are inserting themselves as the important people in this movie? Like, I know she's going to get eaten or something, but like she's the entertainment, and the other guy is the doctor. And how is it he is escaping as much accountability, if not more, than Dr. Fauci right now? Well, I made this theory, and then they go off with that theory.
That's enough out of you, round.
Remember what I said about Nick Adams?
Yeah.
Same thing. Because for the American version,
see, this chick is the same as the female version of Nick Adams.
The American version of Godzilla has Raymond Burr in it. Now, if you watch the original Japanese version of Godzilla called Gojira, there's no Raymond Burr. The reason they put Raymond Burr in the movie for the American release was so that white people would watch the movie, because they wouldn't watch if it was just Japanese people. That's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Kids movies and CGI movies all
That's
the time.
a fact.
Yeah.
And
that was
Destroy All
probably not.
Monsters. Same thing with Destroy All Monsters. That has Nick Adams' bitch ass in it. And although I will say this, at least Nick Adams could kind of pretend to be excited to be where he was. Right? He could show like a speck of enthusiasm. Fucking Russ Tamblyn is just a wet rag in this. Like he doesn't like he'd rather be elsewhere. Or he's just
Focus on the band. Focus on the band.
Yeah, she gets it right here though, huh?
No, she escapes.
Russ Tamblyn sounds like one of those characters from Anchorman.
Yeah.
What was it? Champ Kind.
There's a scene right there, like right before that, where one of the brothers gets out of the water. Dude, like, and you were talking about it earlier about how big the pools were that they're shooting in.
Dude. Gigantic,
massive pools, dude.
Yeah,
it was so believable. Especially, it was in like a pine forest, you know.
All right, I gotta ask, honest to God, Brian, how much time do you spend preparing for these things, or have these images always existed in your computer? Because that's a deep dive, man.
Well, yeah, I'm also kind of passionate about.
No, I know that.
This is one of those movies that I'm passionate about. Why? I don't know. I think because I know it's not just me. I know that there are other people. This movie is a fan favorite. It has a special cult following.
No, I know that
there's
because
strong
that whole
affection for this picture, and I think it's because, like, I don't know, it's like with the Paul Naschy werewolf movies from Spain. There's one called Werewolf versus the Vampire Woman. It's not the best movie in the series, but it's my favorite, and it's like everybody's favorite. And
I'm just basing that on
can't explain it. In other words, I think that there's just something special about that movie. I think there's something special about this movie where we're talking about Bride of Frankenstein a few weeks ago. I think there's just something special about that one. And sometimes it's something that you can put your finger on, and then sometimes it's nothing. I think what makes this movie really special is the emphasis on the horror. And also the fact that it's oddly emotional.
Yeah, brother dynamic.
Absolutely. Because, and you notice also the structure of this picture is designed so that when Sonda shows up, it's a surprise.
Yeah,
right?
No, I didn't expect that.
Well, I mean, it's called War of the Gargantuas, right? So you assume that there's got to be more than one of these motherfuckers, right?
Well, to be honest, there was like I think 2 different titles on Tubi, and I was like, I think it was like the Gargantuan and the Gargantua on another one. So I was a little bit confused. So I was thinking there was going to be more, but I was like, oh, I guess it's just him. And then I started watching it, and then the brother came out of nowhere, out the woodwork, and things started picking up a little bit more.
Now, you know, if this were to happen in America, if there's going to be a Gargantua outbreak in America, we're fucked.
Oh, yeah.
We are on our own. It's going to be neighbor against neighbor. People are going to be fucking stabbing each other in the jugular vein for like a cup.
I'm going to be throwing all my canned goods at my neighbors, trying to hit them in the head.
We're fucked.
Just don't touch my clam chowder. I'm good.
Well, why? Because we're trying to figure out whether we like them or not.
You never throw the clam chowder at
or my beef stew.
You always throw the Progresso, the light, low sodium shit. It tastes like shit. That's what
Italian wedding soup. Italian wedding soup.
Oh,
throw that.
That's just low tea.
You can live off of that. For sure.
Right.
I mean, I've got like, dude, I went to Costco and bought like, a pallet load of fucking black beans. I'm good.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, hey, pro tip: if you want to get a pallet or a flat cardboard flat of anything, hit up Aldi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they just give them to you at receiving or what?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying it's less expensive than going to Costco, Sam's Club.
I got a brand new Aldi just right down the street. They just put it in a few blocks.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. You want to see price? Never mind. Back to drawing with Dillard. I was at a drawing with Dillard stream. I can't remember what got me in there. He was talking about something. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
I jumped on there after you left or right before you did.
Oh, yeah. You were watching because I said to him afterwards, I was like, thanks for reining me in because I had thrown something out about it. Just some thought got into my head, and I put it out there. Hey, it was that B-17 that crashed.
Okay, yeah.
He's like, yeah, right. And he just like automatically. Yeah. It was at an air show in Dallas. It was an air show, and it was an air show in Dallas. It was an antique plane.
Yeah, recently.
Oh my god,
we could go, right? Something like that.
Yeah. Come on, man. Come on.
Okay, I know it's terrible because I mean it was like a midair collision and then like a movie style explosion, fiery mushroom cloud, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like really bad. Everybody died. It was terrible.
Sake, man. For fuck's sake, stop fucking. Don't be flying those things around. They belong in a fucking museum.
Well, don't fly one of them into another one of them,
no
and
shit.
then you're good.
God damn it.
But anyway, so I brought this up for like Metal was there. He had to be listening to it. But I go, did anybody? I don't even know what brought it up. I think it was like they were talking about Creep Show.
Yeah.
And in my head, I went to Heavy Metal, and then that movie where that one story in the animated movie where
that's the intro.
Like crashes on the zombie island, right? And then I just asked, "Oh my God, did anybody see that thing?" And Dillard does. Did you hear Metal? He goes, "That doesn't have anything to do with comics."
Zombie design in that scene by the great Mike Plug.
No, wow. I loved. Do you remember the controversy around that movie? Like you couldn't get it on videotape forever because all the music rights were all messed up. You know, I'm like, oh my God, it was probably Steve Perry. Fucking
all you could get was a VHS rip off of HBO, which was
right.
Good,
and but I remember when they released it in Blockbuster. I'm like, yeah. My point is,
Steve Perry,
because it's not happening here, and my point is this: Dillard, heard me say, "Did anybody see that B-17?" Blah blah blah, whatever. He goes, "That doesn't have anything to do with comics," and just totally took the yoke,
absolutely nothing to do with the Gargantuas, motherfucker. What is your point?
It was like I was messing with his car radio, and I had total respect for it. You know what I mean? Like I was like, it just this thought hit me, and I was like, I put it out there, and he's like, no, we're listening to this station. Stop talking about that tangent crap. But that's
kind of what Brian's saying right now.
Yeah, that's Dillard.
Yeah, you mean like this one?
No, we tangent. We do whatever the fuck we want on this show. But Dillard,
right?
I know Brian's like, I know.
Real quick, Tim Burton.
I'm trying to do better.
Gargantuas.
Tim Burton.
I gotta at least try to fucking regain some control here.
Seriously?
Man, you could learn something from Dillard.
Oh wow!
It's my 2-year-old daughter's favorite movie.
Oh wow!
There you go.
With it. She's the green Gargantua, and my other son is the brown one, and she loves being the bad green Gargantua. I mean, she's obsessed with it, and as I was. I don't know. I grew up watching Japanese science fiction movies, and I particularly, unlike most, hardcore film people, I love dubbed movies. There's a language. That's why I kind of like Ed Wood movies. They're kind of like dubbed movies. There's something about the language and the translation that just fits into the movie. It's like.
I'm like, Tim, yeah, it's cool. I mean, you're a little high off to swallow your own farts, but
weird poetry, and I've always much prefer the dubbed versions to the original language versions.
Because that actually gives me.
I wouldn't want to see subtitles.
More respect for him.
The imagery. And, I just.
Yeah, no, I'm just being a dick towards them because of the Batman.
No, I understand. Oh, yeah. I'm not a
There's
Tim Burton
beauty
fan.
About them too. I've always been, some of the Japanese designs and the characters. There's just a real kind of human quality to these things, which I love. I've always had a real, fondness for Japanese.
Mars Attacks
and like these movies. Ishirô Honda,
Mars Attacks is good. Sleepy Hollow's okay, but I mean his best movie easily Ed Wood.
I still need
Japanese
movies. those had kind of a heart to them in a weird way.
His first movies were triumphant.
Yeah, because there's some really moving bits with the green Gargantua.
I'm sorry, they were.
Laser beams.
No, it's
New shit sucks.
Except Batman.
Oh, Batman fucking jizzes on everybody's backs. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure. I have to ask.
Sorry.
I have to ask, how do you mean that?
How do I mean it?
It's like this. If metal,
Does that mean like it's hard to get to, or?
No.
Right on the tramp stand.
Conquerors and
Right on the
dominates
tramp stand.
from the get.
I got this. It's called Superman that hoe.
Exactly.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
Superman that hoe?
No.
That means exert dominance over a genre
No,
that
there's
has
two Superman
relevant.
that hoe means when you it's I can't believe it. I know what this means. And when you
How old are we?
I heard it.
Hey kids, tune in.
Have you ever Googled yourself?
You might want to have them leave the room now, people.
No. It's have you ever Googled yourself?
Have I ever?
Just a couple hours ago.
The same
I
name.
must have at some point.
I should though.
I just took a shower right afterwards.
All right, keep going with the thing. I'll tell you in the back room.
Okay.
I don't want to. I'm not gonna do that thing that.
So, if there was a Gargantua outbreak here in America, we would all be fucked. We'd be killing each other because Americans are trained from birth to work against each other, not together.
Well, we got to figure out. Yeah, we got to figure out. What rights is it going to have? Does it need to have ID to vote?
No. We would just every man for himself, right?
Yeah.
But we're talking about the Japanese here, son, and the Japanese being a people that evolved on a series of islands that were largely susceptible to natural disasters. They developed a culture so that when shit gets real, everybody goes yosh and operates as one
unit,
one for all, one unit. So
they're the modern Atlantis. Japan is. They're one culture that's stuck together. They got anime, they got fucking manga. They've created all this culture. You know what I mean? That's how Atlantis was too. They were leading the way. It's because they stuck together in their one unit.
Well, not only that, but I mean, you have to have respect for their culture when you consider the amount of work that you would have to do to invade another country.
Well,
you got to build some ships. You got to fill them, and you got to send them over to Korea and China, and those people hate you.
Tight knit, dude. And I think that there's like a country like that in every thousands of years. You know what I mean?
Right. In my house,
I had to have that
Samurai
explained
is
to me.
required viewing.
I have a friend who lives in Tokyo. And I never really understood it before because I was like, isn't their culture very conformist? He's like, yeah, but not like you think. Not like so much like everybody acting identical, but it's all just about
sharing the same common goal, right?
Absolutely. And that's why they were, of course.
Yeah, because when the tsunami hits, it hits just Japan first, and everybody else gets to sit back and watch it happen.
Right. Yep. So, anyway, out comes my favorite kaiju weapon. I don't know if you all have one. These are, of course, the legendary Maser cannons. Maser cannons.
You have to go after Godzilla with those all the time.
Yes. Right. Maser stands for microwave amplification by stimulated emission of radiation.
You can kill a kaiju and warm up your breakfast at the same time.
Fuck yes. So yeah, they put out a bunch of pigs here as bait for Gyra, and that's a really good shot.
What you got on that grill?
Yeah, but the mouth, it's an Oni mouth, right?
No,
that looks like a bad case of rosacea.
Kind of a design to it. It's just very Japanese. I know that Honda said he was excited that they were going to be using men in makeup and suits rather than the traditional puppet routine that they would do, because even though we think of the Japanese kaiju monsters as man in rubber suit, they're really puppets. It's just that, like Godzilla is two puppets. Godzilla is a guy in a big, giant
puppet that he operates with his whole body, and there's like other puppeteers that operate the tail and everything. And also then for the close-ups, there's always like either a hand puppet like in the original Gojira, or now like these really advanced animatronics. You know, so for Gojira's like close-ups, so he can like make facial expressions and that sort of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here, it's just these dudes in these costumes with these masks or really makeups. I mean, they're heavy makeups, but they have the use of their eyes, which kaiju monsters usually don't have. And so the actors actually get a chance to emote. There's one scene in particular where you could see them practically having a conversation just with their eyes. Anyway, they fucking light Gyra up, rightfully so. Yosh! I love this dude right here. He's like, we got something for that bitch ass.
Yeah.
That's a Japanese Chad right there. He's like, we got something for your ass.
That's part of his sizzle reel right there.
I'm sorry, what was that?
It looks like Dillard.
Oh, does it really?
You think? Yeah. You know what? You color in those cheekbones with some tightly, because Dillard's got a tight beard game. You know what I mean? Like Dillard's facial hair. He's got that shit. He's got that shit carved in tight.
And the dude on the left, he's got the eye of the tiger too. He's just like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
we're gonna break that bitch ass off something proper.
Yeah, that is the cut and print shot. Right there.
And so they start lighting him up with the mazer, my favorite kaiju weapon. It's whenever I'm watching a kaiju movie and they roll these motherfuckers out, I'm like a happy guy. And I think one of the reasons why you loved these movies as a kid was because it was kind of like watching your toys come to life.
Hell yeah.
Right? So if you're a little kid, like Tim Burton was talking about his daughter, his two kids, pretending that they're gargantuas, and how his like daughter is like loves being the green gargantua, because the green gargantua, Gyra, of course, is like the monstrous, like destructive one.
Mm-hmm.
And so they light his ass up, and then suddenly it's like you guys remember Double Impact with Van Damme?
Oh yeah.
There's two of them. And so you see Sonda kind of has like a little bit of a flat head. I guess maybe that was to like create like the Frankenstein connection.
Oh,
possibly.
That makes sense. There it is.
Man,
that's that shot. Look at that big ass pool right there. That's a
Gyra got
that's impressive.
Fucked up,
right? Pool.
I know, isn't it? I mean, dude, that has always been the case with miniature work.
Dillard.
The
Dillard.
bigger the,
Get in
the
here,
bigger
Dillard.
the fucking models, the bigger
That's
the
the
fucking
link,
models,
brother. Shit.
the better it looks, always.
Speak of the Dillard, and the Dillard appears.
What is he? How is he like cold?
Yeah, he's there.
What up, dude? What up? By the way, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate you.
Like
button, share, subscribe.
You can tickle it.
I'm the damn Fred.
You can tickle it, spank it, put it in a chokehold as long as it goes from black to white.
Tickle the algorithm's ass with a feather. That's what I'm asking you to do. Take one for the team.
So this guy's not. He's in an actual pool with miniature in the background. It's not like just a.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a shore with like a lake.
This is a completely imaginary world. They built all this. They built all this. One movie that I am not crazy about that has a ton of love, I realize, is Labyrinth. Right?
I love Labyrinth.
Man.
I love me some
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
One of my kids' favoriends.
Sorry,
yeah, I can't stand
and Dark Crystal.
Dance, Dance Magic.
Dark Crystal's pretty metal. That's like, I mean, it's pretty brutal.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's the monsters, like the bird monsters.
Yeah, no, it is.
You stared at them enough as a kid. Like, I put that on for my 3-year-old. He probably flipped out.
The Gelflings and the Skeksis.
Scary looking, dude.
But here's the thing about those movies. I admire what they were trying to do, and I think Labyrinth. I was so not with that movie. I was so not feeling it, and then you get to the climax,
right?
And it's unfucking believable. And you're looking at all this shit, and you're like, they had to build
Yeah.
All of that shit.
It's like the troll market in Boy 2,
Now
right?
everything's done in front of a fucking green screen.
That movie's dope, dude.
Shit. And you know what? I think it's like what Ray Harryhausen was saying about the difference between CGI and stop motion. He said that stop motion will always look more like the real thing because it is the real thing. That's to say,
because it's a real person doing it.
And because it occupies space, but also somehow the humanity comes through. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yes. You're absolutely right. No matter, as long as there's a human connection to the thing that's happening, it's like the difference between animating something through Flash versus outright, especially Warner Brothers and Metro Goldwyn Mayer, Tom and Jerry cell animation.
Yeah. Or think about something like this. Like one of the things that I always loved about the old Sesame Street was when they would have the interviews where you'd have these little kids that are maybe like 3-4 years old, and they're having a conversation with Cookie Monster or Grover, right? And the kids will like suddenly look down. They'll be looking down at Frank Oz, and then suddenly they would look back up into like Grover's eyes and have like a conversation with Grover like he was like a real person.
Because Frank Oz is going, good, up there, go.
But he's also captivating them. He's also doing something that's frankly magical.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they're into it.
The kid is actually more invested in the puppet than they are invested in Frank.
Yes.
All four of my grandkids interviewed RJ's puppet Marmalade on one of my shows last year.
Oh, really?
It was great, dude.
That's sweet,
it was great.
Do you have
interviewed Marmalade? It was hilarious.
Do you have that content?
Yeah, it's on. It's
that'd be awesome
Monday
to
Madness,
see
like
that.
number 40 something, somewhere in there.
RJ's a
the
G.
playlist is all in order.
Hail RJ.
All of our shows on the YouTube channel, every playlist is a different show. So if you know the title to the show, you just rip through the playlist till you find it.
So I can go to YouTube and search Pops Marmalade, and it'll just be right at the top.
Munchkin Madness Munchkins Interview Marmalade, I think was the name of the title of the show. I'm pretty sure it was a Monday Madness.
So let me get this straight. You guys all watched the American language version of this?
Yes.
That's fucked up because that means you missed out.
That's Link.
You missed out. Oh shit! Violent dog attack.
No, but my dog's barking, and there's no reason because I got headphones
and mine will
on.
be next. You just watch.
You're getting PTSD today.
Oh,
dogs and bullets.
Come running down the stairs. What was that?
All it takes is a Papa John's.
Matt, for real, are you cool?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
All right, dude.
I'm good. We're good.
Dude, strap up. Put on that body armor. You'll be good.
So you're saying that watching the English version is not the good thing? It's not the good thing to do?
Let me throw on the trailer really quick. Let's take a look at this. But yeah, I was going to say that I definitely... The preferred way to watch this movie, folks, is the Japanese version on the biggest TV set you could possibly put it on with surround sound. I was watching the Blu-ray of this. The Blu-ray of this is fucking magnificent. Obviously, you can watch it for free on the link below. But if you're like if you watch it and then like it, and you want to own this movie, I really do recommend the Blu-ray. It's pretty freaking spectacular. Also loaded with extras like this. There is an American trailer for this. Oh, and then there's that volcano that just comes completely out of nowhere. We'll get to that.
You gotta have those. You gotta have those. Oh, joy.
Whoa.
Got a strange hunch that they're not related as we know, father and son are brothers.
But they're both hungry.
I swear he's been in beach movies before. That's where I remember him from.
And a couple of biker movies
Yeah,
with Al Adamson, and also Dr. Lawrence Jacoby on Twin Peaks.
Yes.
One might be.
Oh wow.
Tell me she's not smoking hot, by the way.
Yeah. It must be so.
Boom! Wow, yeah, just kick that fucking house.
I know, isn't that awesome? One of the things I've seen, one of the
Death to
great
Black
joys,
Rock.
One of the great joys of collecting these movies on DVD and Blu-ray is watching the special features, and one of the things that really genuinely warmed my heart was watching the making of, I think it was Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, the one from 1990, I want to say 4 or 5. It's the best Godzilla movie by far, in my opinion, right?
Oh shit.
Yes, amazing. And the special effects had gotten even better, right? But they stuck with the formula. And so you're seeing the behind the scenes, you're seeing the guy that's operating the puppet who needs an entire crew of people just to keep him hydrated.
Yeah.
Right? Because you could fucking die in those fucking things if your crew isn't taking care of you. But also you see all these guys, these Japanese cats who you knew grew up on these movies, and they're wiring this model city to explode.
Yeah.
And these guys had the biggest shit-eating grins.
Yeah.
On
I
their
know.
faces. They were like, this is going to blow up real good.
When you say that, you make it sound like they were in the middle of hitting a big joint.
Absolutely. Oh, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if they sparked one up and came back to watch that shit blow the fuck up.
There's no theory about the brown
Spark that shit up right there on the spot. Is that what you said, Brian?
Oh, hell yeah. Now, this is the scene that I think is also genuinely fucking scary, where these Japanese kids, right? I guess maybe you would say college age, right? There's a monster on the loose, and Russ Tamblin's character says, the young will always be young. During World War II in Paris, after the Nazis invaded, the cinemas and the cafes were just flooded with young people. So these kids are going hiking. And of course, what do? They run into a monster. And I think that this is a genuinely great piece of horror cinema. The way that the scene is lit, right? The way this fog comes in. Right. By the way, their fog machines, I think, were like baskets that just had fires in them or something like that. At least I think that was... No, by this time, I'm sure they actually had better technology. But there's just a great moment where it's just these kids stop and they could sense that there's something in the mist ahead of them. And just
couldn't hear them big old giant
see him come into focus.
That shot. Those two shot before and that one together would be epic. You know what I mean?
I'm starting to see where Iron
This is my
Giant,
problem with this scene.
There's a very
they don't
much
feel
of
the
an Iron
vibration,
Giant
and they don't hear the sound of these giant footsteps.
But that's the thing. He's just standing there.
Yeah.
He's not coming up. He's not walking up to them. They're walking up to him. He's just standing there. And as they're walking up to him, suddenly you see the mist breaking, and there's a fucking ogre there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's moments in this that I think are genuinely fucking scary. And you don't really get scary in kaiju.
Right? It's the same way. It's in the same way that Stanley Kubrick will put a camera at something that you would rather look away from, but can't because the camera never moves.
Right.
And it's just there, and you're forced to look at it.
Yep.
Is that way off?
Yeah. No. It's a very similar principle. I just think that when it comes to Honda's movies, and Honda directed all of the early Godzillas, Rodan, Mothra, he was like the guy.
I think that this is probably the best of his filmography. I think of, I mean, I don't know if I'm biased because it was a childhood favorite, but yeah. Like I was talking before about how the actors here get to use their eyes and how they have a conversation here with, you know, just their facial expressions, right? So fucking.
Oh, the guys in the
Sonda,
suit. Yeah, sure.
Poor Sonda, like, basically just broke his leg trying to save the
the
hot Japanese chick because this fucking chump isn't fucking keeping an eye on his woman, right? So she ends up hanging from a fucking vine because he ain't a fucking Chad or even close to one. She should be dating this fucking dude right here.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit!
They're gonna be in a,
we got something for that ass.
Something polygamous is about to happen,
right? So a big old rock fucking falls and hits Sonda like right on the upper thigh, and he goes sliding down and gets hurt, but he still saves the chick. And so he comes limping back to where he left Gyra, and Gyra's just fucking kicked back, looking like, I don't know, probably like what Matt. Tell me if I'm not correct. This is probably kind of what you look like after you've eaten like about 100 chicken wings and like.
That's me when I.
That's going to be me on the ground there. On the ground there after I'm done helping cook and dealing with family and eating. That's exactly what I'm going to look like on Thursday.
That is my Thanksgiving wish for all of you. Everybody in the chat, everybody hanging out, everybody.
I wish you all a good nap.
And for you fine fellas hanging out here with me tonight, that you end up looking like guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, melting into the hillside.
A couple bong hits.
He's kind of just blended in there.
He's just like,
shit, man. If you got enough of it, it's legal now. You might as well stuff the turkey with it and let that stuff get all up into the juices, pops.
Oh, don't worry about me. I got cookies. And everything.
I don't think I'm worried. I'm not worried about you. You've got a 10 by 10 foot by 10 foot cube. The size of your cell is what you got stashed away. You earned it.
I'm good.
And here's the look of judgment that you're.
Oh my God! Was YouTube listening?
Of your family. But he looks down and he sees little bits of clothing, and
I thought that was a sad excuse for blood, actually.
Well, yeah, no, I mean it's not even there's not even much of what you would.
So he ate her and spit her clothes out.
Right.
Yeah. Again,
he ate he ate the couple that was in the rowboat. Remember?
Right.
A couple in the rowboat, and then we see that the rowboat's empty.
Yeah.
So he didn't get the hikers.
Humans, the other white meat.
Yep. But I also just look at the shots here. It goes from like Gyra.
Yeah.
Gyra just looking down. He sees this, and the next thing we see is him fucking grabbing a fucking tree.
This is the funniest part of the whole entire movie.
Right? He's just like, I'm gonna beat that ass.
So I'm gonna beat your fucking leg. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of your leg while you're laying down with this tree right here.
Somebody was misbehaving.
Is he tired from eating, or is there a little bit of indigestion there? And the thing is, like, they're brothers, right? Well, I mean, they're mitosis related.
But they're brothers, right? That's the nature of the relationship. Like, Sonda is very clearly protective.
I'm not sure I like where this film is going.
He clearly loves him, right? And unfortunately, his brother is a human flesh-eating piece of shit.
Man.
And so it's just like he just grabs that tree, and fucking Gyra just looks over at him, and fucking Sonda's giving him the fucking stink eye.
Wait a minute. How do we know?
And he's just like,
how do we know that this isn't
share?
Exactly. How do we know that that's not what it was? Like, you ate my goober grape, not the peanut butter.
You didn't even say anyone. You ate it all.
To stop eating motherfuckers. And so he starts beating him with the fucking tree.
I clearly labeled that fill in the blank for me, and you went in there, you done ate it. Now I gotta beat you.
We're going to the taste of the trailer.
Time to do a beach blanket bingo.
Oh, joy,
Does Russ speak Japanese? Does that white dude speak Japanese at all?
No.
Okay, because he didn't look like he was speaking English in the movie.
No. Right. Basically, what they'll do is their parts are usually going to be dubbed. So if they're making two versions, like for this, there was an American version and there was a Japanese version, right? Then they'll actually he'll do the actual lines, and they'll actually record his audio, and then just dub them for the Japanese version. And other films, sometimes the actors will just come on and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, like they'll literally just start counting.
Okay.
Because they know that they're going to be dubbed into like 20 languages after.
Run! That's the one that eats people. Run!
Telling you what, there's something about the inflection of the Japanese language that makes me wish I knew it.
Yeah, Japanese is a tough sounding language. I love it. That's why I always make fun
It's
of it.
very similar to German in the sense that it can actually be like kind of soft and beautiful, but also just like, oh shit. When my father
How phallic. This giant electric penis walking around across this. And with that electric.
What's that? It's his tooth. Look.
About to get fucked up.
Oh, here we go. Come on, duke it out.
And you can see, Sonda don't want none. He's trying to calm his brother down.
Shit, I gotta get it. Yeah, is somebody on the YouTube side?
It's usually Brian. Sometimes it's mine. It was Brian's again.
I don't sweat him.
You got him.
Thanks, mother.
Ain't fucking dead type shit.
Yeah, and like that's a major moment too, where Lawrence Russ Tamlin's character is like, like don't fucking shoot Sonda, like he's on our side.
No.
The military, of course, they're like, the general's like, I want both of them fucking gone. But then it's also a potential problem because if they blow them the fuck up, for instance, then those cells could then spawn into individual creatures themselves,
So
and
now
they could
dude
be like
wants to be
awash
a
in
hero?
in Gargantuas.
So now dude wants to be a hero and protect the girl, right? Now he wants to hold it back? Where was he?
Well, you got to give him some time to get over his racism, and then everything's all good.
No, she needs to kick him to the curb right now. Get rid of that dude. Eat him to Gara. Just throw him out there tripping until he falls in front of the monster and run the other way.
Yeah. Man, I wish they made movies like this now.
Right? Now, in your humble opinion, Matt, would you say that once you get to the Monster Rumble at the end, does this fucking deliver or does it not deliver?
Dude, I thought the movie delivered from the fucking rip.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
The beginning, it's fucking solid. I didn't even listen to this thing. I just happened to hear Frankenstein. I was like,
that I probably avoided
fucking-
when I was
that was
younger, and
funny.
I should have watched because I liked it. You know what I mean?
Oh, you Pops, you had never seen this before.
Not until today or yesterday. No.
Really?
No. That's what I mean, man. I would look at World Beyond, and if it was Godzilla, I was tuning in. If it was anything else, it was like, you know.
Dude, this is what
I didn't look at directors. I didn't realize the same people did other stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? I was a kid, right? When all this stuff came out. I was pretty young.
They used to show this on TV a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
They showed all of the Toho movies, except for one. The one that we never had was Godzilla versus Gigan. Godzilla versus Gigan. For some reason, we never got that movie, but everything else always wound up on TV on Sundays, Saturdays, and also Thanksgiving. they would fucking run these movies, and King Kong and Mighty Joe Young all fucking day.
And they still make these in Japan, right? They still make kaiju movies, right? To this day.
Absolutely. Yeah,
it's like never ending, right? Genre.
Absolutely. It sleeps sometimes. There have been times where Toho has been like, we think it's time to give Godzilla a break. That's what they did after Godzilla Final Wars. The ones that are made in the 90s, in my opinion, are the best. Definitely, but like starting with Godzilla versus Biollante, that's when they kind of like rebooted the franchise. That itself isn't a particularly good movie, but watch the movies that come after that, and even when they're stupid, they're still like totally dope. Like in Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, there's a scene where a cybernetic, or I should say like a cyborg King Ghidorah comes like from the future to like fight Godzilla, and you're just like, this is like maybe one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And of course, all of the special effects are done exactly in like this, in camera, puppets and models and shit like that. It's just the quality is like 100 times better. So it's just like they stick with the fucking formula, and it just looks incredibly fucking dope.
Now I know why people like Power Rangers so much as a kid. Like when I was a kid, I fucking hated them. But it's Transformers with kaiju and martial arts, and a little bit of Star Wars thrown in. It's like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
and hell, the White Ranger, he died this week.
Green and white. Yeah.
Oh boy, that's terrible, man. That's awful.
It's been a rough fucking month, bro. To be honest, whole year.
It keeps getting that way. I mean, that's part of growing older.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no fucking.
Well, he didn't grow old though. That's the only thing. But
I know.
I'm just saying, for us,
tragic.
Older people, we get used to losing people because the older we get, the more people we know are gone.
Yeah.
Right.
But since we were 7, right?
So I mean,
saying goodbye is it's saying goodbye when you least expect it. Kind of turns to be it becomes old hat.
Well, if you get used to it early, then you kind of like you come to certain conclusions earlier in life anyway. I mean, anyway.
Yeah.
Enough about me. Let's talk about you. What did you think of my life?
The Green Ranger, that Green Ranger. I mean, I remember seeing him at the Super Show that they held in Atlanta the one year that
he
I
did
came
a lot
down
of
for that interview.
A lot of conventions.
I mean, that's
what I mean is like I remember seeing walking past. There was people taking pictures of themselves like selfies before there were cell phones.
Yeah.
With Mike Tyson, and right next to that was this, like boxing ring, where these guys that were like martial arts experts were doing katas.
Okay.
Which is basically watching a martial arts / gymnastics floor routine. Absolutely incredible. And you know that every one of these guys that played, the White Ranger, the Green Ranger, any one of the Power Rangers, they were all proficient in all that. Otherwise, how do you get the acrobatics? Because there's a difference between watching that, the Power Rangers, and watching whoever it was playing Johnny Cage, etc. in that first, Mortal Kombat movie, except for maybe
Robin Shou. Robin Shou was like the only real martial artist on that.
Exactly. Right. Everything else you could tell there was a.
I think he had a little girlfriend, didn't he?
The thing is, they could have gotten a Dreamcast for that fast. That was like at the golden age of Hong Kong cinema, right?
Right.
But then again, it's just like with the Disney comes out with the Shang-Chi movie, and I'm just like, Simu who? I'm like, are you like, bitch? Are you for real? It's just like.
I don't ever remember the Master of Kung Fu being as stocky as the actor that they found to play that.
Shang-Chi is basically Bruce Lee.
Right? It's a carbon copy from Marvel,
the son of Fu Manchu. Now, I understand they couldn't use the Fu Manchu character. I could accept
Well, they could have gone after the guy that was in. I mean, Do you think that it would be above him, the guy that was in
Are you talking about
Beverly Hills
Are you talking about
Ninja?
Tony Leung? Tony Leung is cast in that as the Mandarin. I still haven't watched that movie. That dude's one of my favorite actors.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Shit. I'm sorry.
Well, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Solid in there. But you hate Tarantino though, bro.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I was just talking with Donald about that a couple hours ago. Like, yeah, my boy Brian hates fucking Tarantino. I love Tarantino.
Well, yeah, but the actor.
It's the same thing that you might not like about Tarantino is the same thing that you might not like about.
I'll be right back.
Oh my God, it's on tip of my tongue. We were just watching fucking Batman. Who directed?
Tim
Why
Burton.
is the name not coming? Yeah, Tim Burton. Because there's. Can you please get out of your safety zone for a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Just for a little bit and not
He wrote
suck
it for a
at
minute.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing about using the guy from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is if you don't like Tarantino, then take the guy that was working for Tarantino.
Right. Oh yeah, that I get.
Put him
yeah,
in there,
that,
be
that I
perfect,
get.
dude.
But
Yeah.
I can't believe I like.
That'd be perfect. No, but I mean, he did Big Eyes and Big Fish, but I mean,
All right, pops.
I don't know. He kind of fell flat after a while, man. In my humble opinion.
Was that the same dude that was in? I don't want to. Whatever. Is that the same dude that was in Green Hornet? Because he seemed to have some chops.
No, I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it was a different guy.
But we're just talking.
I know the movie, and the movie in and of itself was not that great, but the actor.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. There's a tons of dudes, but I mean, to be honest with you, I was watching that Shang-Chi. I watched like a little bit of it when I had the Disney Plus. It was all right.
Yeah.
I didn't.
When
hate
you
on it.
had it, my
Yeah,
wife just said one of the most essential things that I've ever heard her say the other day. She goes, "I don't think I'm going to be able to continue paying for Disney Plus after this month because I had quit myself."
Right.
I was like, "I'm not watching that. I'm not paying for this anymore. It all sucks. It's all woke. It's all gay.
The only thing
I'm not
that's
spending my
on
money
it.
on it." And she goes, all right, well then I'll pay for it. 1 year later, I don't think we can afford this.
The only thing I like that's on there is the ILM stuff.
No, they got some stuff that pops up that's just like, or the like Sword in the Stone, Robin Hood.
Hey, I enjoyed
It's
watching
like
The Black Hole, some old Davy Crockett stuff.
Cauldron. They got a lot of gems on there, but then it's just all the stuff they're doing right now, man.
Just
Hell
don't
made it
look
happen.
at the new stuff, guys. Just
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
look at the old
Exactly.
stuff. Man.
Exactly.
But the old CEO's coming back.
But I don't want to pay
So-
him. I don't want to give him my money right now. I've been watching HBO. Like they got the new Christmas story on
The
there.
old
They
CEO,
got
is
all
the one
the
that
old
started
Christmas
it down
story
the woke
actors.
path.
They're not allowed to do their own thing in Florida anymore.
I got to check out, guys. I got some stuff. to do.
No, I saw that, Pops. It's always a pleasure seeing your pretty face, bro.
You guys got the studio all night.
We do.
Ain't no show coming after you, so
Okay.
no time restraints. Have yourself a good little fun night.
Word.
Okay.
I don't know how long that's gonna. Morning, afternoon.
Brian.
Maiden Hell is in the chat. Thanks, Pops. Have
Thanks,
a good
Pops.
one.
Bye,
Take
bro.
care.
Peace out,
Take it
Pop.
easy.
What up,
Bye,
man?
Take
brother.
care. Take care of
Thanks
it.
for showing
Later.
up. Anyway, let's take a look at some
This
more
is
of the
very
Gargantuas
creative.
art, by the way.
Yeah.
I
I
fucking
know
love
that.
it.
How much research went into who is going to be Union and who is going to be Confederate?
Look at the
I think
grills,
it's a
though.
I think it's a color choice. It's a choice of color.
No, I don't know. I think it's a like who's the cannibal in this one?
You gotta
That's
balance the
debate.
contrast.
Who's eating the
Depends
humans?
on who's
I
telling
would-
the story, right?
I would absolutely fucking wear this on a fucking t-shirt.
Oh man.
Well,
yeah.
No. Go back. I seriously like which one of those two is eating the people?
So
And
what
which
is
one
well
of-
what they're really
Who's
trying
beating-
to say?
Who's beating
yeah.
the other one with the
The green
tree?
one, Gyra. They
That's
are
a-
Sonda from
Yeah.
left to right, Sonda and Gyra.
That's a
And
bar debate
Guy was
right there.
eating people.
That's pretty
But then-
good
Eating
right
people.
there.
All right, that makes sense now.
I think that what they're trying to say is it doesn't matter what side you're on, they're both monsters.
Well, they are
Who was
absolutely,
the real
but as any little boy knows, there are good monsters and there are bad monsters. And,
Right.
Basically, Sonda is a good monster and Gyra is a bad monster. These are fucking sweet. Would
Yeah,
love
they
to
do
have
look very nice.
I've never ever in my life been able to get a hold of toys of these characters. It's definitely should I have money to spend on shit like that again, I'm definitely gonna hook myself up. Oh yeah,
Jeez, I don't know. There should be, maybe there's some 3D files out there.
These
it would be really cool. Convert these. Well, they have the same dynamic as a Smash Up Derby set. No, just me and Jeff.
Yep.
Smash Up Derby.
This is
I love that
publicity shot right there.
Right in the nards. Oh,
these are cool.
That looks like an Aurora set.
Yeah, that looks more like a model, but then again, the toys don't look like they have too much articulation either. Those are cool.
Hopefully it's not vinyl. I mean, vinyl's. I guess there's a utility behind vinyl, but I don't have much respect for it
the vinyl
as a substrate.
Toys. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about vinyl toys. I have some.
They're dense though, and they got volume. I got this big.
Show us one. Show us a toy.
Vinyl's awesome.
You have to show us a toy, Brian.
I love this artist right here. He's so fucking badass.
Show Ken and
that's good.
He does all the thousands of Godzilla comics. I used to get in my Diamond previews catalogs.
Oh yeah. This is a page, a cover from Godzilla: Rulers of the Earth, which does bring back Gyra and Sanda. And
I've seen it.
The guy who directed is it Gareth Evans? I think the guy who did the first not the first American Godzilla, the first of the legendary Godzillas. Was it called just Godzilla? And then it was Godzilla King of the Monsters, right? The guy who did those two says that if he gets to do another one,
this is it.
This is it.
Oh, that's tight as fuck. Did you guys see
welcome Grey Wolf Graphics?
These characters don't get enough love.
Right.
But if you go online and do like a Google search, you see these characters. People who are into kaiju, they love these characters and give these characters a ton of fucking love.
No, I
like Maiden Hell's old head at watching this stream. He's calling you out the same way I am.
What?
It's not the same show and let you go through your toys, Brian.
I know. Here
they got Grey Wolf Graph. See, there you go.
Check it out.
Yeah,
dude, I remember that. Now, in that one, in that one, the kids go like inside the creature and find like a virus or something that's making it sick, right?
You're thinking of another movie, I think. This is from Gamera the Brave, which was the last Gamera movie that they made, which I think is maybe the best kaiju movie ever made.
I thought this was.
There's something about kaiju, man. Like for me, kaiju, and it's just like a dude in a suit. You know what I mean?
It's a puppet. I mean, people are always like, man in rubber suit. I'm like, no, they're puppets. It takes a crew to actually operate.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some puppeteering going on in there, but it's like, wouldn't it be cool to make a kaiju movie, like Power Rangers with people fighting and like I think that was a cool little formula they had. Maybe not no CGI. I mean, now I see why they put that in that Crank movie, that scene with Jason Statham where he turns into a kaiju when he's all baked out.
Oh yeah.
Now I know why they did that. Like it's just something.
What movie was that?
It was Crank 2.
Oh, Crank 2. Yeah. Hey, have you ever heard of a movie called Food of the Gods?
Yeah, of course, by Bird Eye Gordon.
I know about
based
a song called
Grey Wolf Graphics was asking you about that.
I know a song called Food for the Gods. That's like one of the best songs ever written by In Flames. It's metal as fuck, and it's a classic.
By the way,
I love it. Everything with you, it's I love you. Like Matt is 0 to 11. It's either whatever or it's metal as fuck. You have no 5. You have no 7.
That's
like even when I review things, it's either 2 horns up or it's 1 or a fist.
Right.
Here's a piece of fan art that somebody did. That's pretty badass.
I like that,
man.
Isn't that cool?
Suicide Squad.
That's a dedicated fan.
Brian, were you showing an eBay photo before? Because I see this $569.
I know, dude. Oh.
No, I can see why people would buy it though. You know what I mean? Like this thing is niche. I mean, it's old school. I love how they're so Sasquatchy and you know what I mean?
Yes.
The first thing I look for is like, okay, how big is this thing? Because I don't want to be paying $600 for like something the size of my fist.
No, it's got to be big, man.
I could lose it in the couch.
I could never just here's the thing. I would never pay $500 for a fucking toy.
I would,
unless I had fuck you money.
And didn't even think about it. He's like, I would.
I mean, but I'd have to love it. You know what I mean? I
It has to be metal as fuck.
Yeah, but it's stuff. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I like to think if I had fuck you money, I would be like to me, the guy who understands how to handle fuck you money is Mark Millar, right? Very, very humble guy. Has a very modest life. Lives in a normal house, in a regular house, in a regular neighborhood. Wife and kids. Takes the kids to do volunteer work on the weekends and that sort of a thing. But you know what he has in his house? He's got Christopher Reeve's Superman costume and Freddie Mercury's crown and cape.
Really?
That's how you do fuck you money. Don't let fuck you money do you. You do fuck you.
Don't let fuck you money fuck you up.
Exactly.
Hey,
let yourself have a couple of be super charitable and then fucking let yourself have a couple of fucking indulgences like
check
private
chat.
Monster Mobile. I would definitely be down for.
Check private chat. Scott Pickering has a comment
in the private chat.
Well, I mean, I put a link to what Scott.
Oh, there's a Gamma Rebirth, new Netflix anime. Oh shit! Why can't I get excited over any fucking? I'm just immediately instead of being excited, I'm like, oh shit, what's this?
Well, when I saw, I would watch.
Are they gonna rape this now?
Well, I would watch Godzilla on Netflix, the animated stuff, but I didn't watch that until I watched Blame, and I'm like, Blame was just weird. I mean, I liked it with the bug, the bug baby mask things crawling after you, and that gun that lit up the. I don't even know what it was. I don't know the lore. I don't know anything. But when I see Godzilla, I'm like a whore for spaceships, and so when I see those ships just float, I'm like, that's Godzilla.
Have you ever seen Message from Space? Have you ever seen Message from Space?
I have not.
Oh my god, dude.
I know. If I say I'm a spaceship whore,
load over that, dude. Oh my god.
I enjoy blowing my load. I'll have to check it out.
It's a Japanese Star Wars ripoff. They made two.
Okay.
One of them is awesome, and it's called Legend of the Nine Samurai. I think it's called, and that's awesome because it's based on an actual Japanese fairy tale. But they also did a Star Wars version, which is fucking ridiculous. But it has to be seen to be believed.
You said Legend of the Nine Realms?
Nine Samurai.
Oh, sorry. I thought Google was gonna.
Or do IMDb Sonny Chiba, and he's in both.
Sonny Chiba.
Yeah, baby.
It's a heavy hitter.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. May he rest in peace too. I know he passed away, I think, last year. But he was an old cat, you know. When it's somebody that's in their 80s or their 90s, that's okay. But fucking, it's when you got these cats that are fucking 40 years old, dropping dead or off of themselves.
Yeah, it's fucking
that's
crazy,
when it's
dude.
Fucking tragic.
Yeah, something weird is happening. Well,
something's fucked up's going on. You know
well, yeah, you know what
I don't think we're actually
over the last couple months.
About it on YouTube,
yeah, I'll tell you exactly what it is. I'll tell you exactly what it is. People aren't getting their
kill the stream.
Net.
Don't kill the stream.
Yeah.
I was watching. Well, I was watching that thing on Rumble, Dave, that you sent me, and it's just hard. It's hard to escape reality sometimes.
You just gotta stay positive and strong. That's the only thing.
That's all that's left.
That's the only thing you can do.
All we have left.
No, I mean that's all you can do for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can help everybody that you take care of.
You put your mask on.
There is a lot of profit. There is a lot of profit in the word no.
Yep.
Let's see.
Do you guys see King of the Monsters? Because I started watching it and I was kind of digging it. That second Godzilla of the modern ones. Did you guys watch it?
King of the Monsters. Godzilla King Kong?
No, the one right before that.
Yeah.
Where they started bringing in all the monsters.
Skull Island was the.
It was the second Godzilla one.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about it.
It's King of the Monsters. Because the first one, he just fought one monster. I forgot which one it was.
It was
the second one. The second one was
Godzilla.
That
is the new one. That's Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, and King Kong, right?
No, the one I'm talking about came out before that.
What is that
King
one?
of the Monsters. That one's Kong versus Godzilla.
which I actually really enjoyed. I actually enjoyed Kong.
I did not like
King of Skull
Godzilla
Island.
with Bryan Cranston and the kid from
No,
Kick-Ass.
horrible.
I did not
Terrible.
like that. It was boring the shit out of me. But the second one, I started watching it. They started bringing in all these different, Godzilla lore monsters, and it was slow though too.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't dig it. I was actually
Mothra. Yeah. I
Was
thought
it good?
that was okay.
Like I thought it was pretty tight. Like they were bringing it in, and like when they're up in Antarctica, and the big kaiju comes out of the snow. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, it's CGI, but I was thinking it.
What isn't?
It's better than the first one. It's better than the first one, but I don't like either of. I don't like either of the legendary Godzilla movies. The first two, I like Kong, King of Skull Island, and I genuinely
like that.
I think that the first time they made like a really actual solid movie is with Kong versus Godzilla.
I like that movie. A lot of people hated it. A lot like Graham Nolan hated it. I fucking loved it.
Dude,
it was so
Kong
metal. So metal.
floating around in Pellucidar.
Yeah, and Neil Adams' Hollow Earth from Batman Odyssey.
Fucking awesome. When I was watching it, I was just like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, this is dope as fuck.
Then he gets an axe made out of one of the Godzilla spikes.
Yep.
A lot of people hated it, but I thought it was fun. And then they fight the big robot at the end.
Good movie in the series.
And I like the design of Kong so much in that one. He's more human. He's a lot more human and less gorilla than the Peter Jackson one. But Peter Jackson one's my favorite. I like that one more than all of them. I'll take that one any day.
The thing I like the most about not my favorite Kong, but the thing I like the most about the Jeff Bridges Kong is that Rick Baker wore the suit. I think we talked about that.
That one is good. That was my first introduction to Kong. Was Jeff Bridges and I forgot her name.
Jessica Lange.
Yeah, Jessica Lange.
That's a good one.
Brian,
check this out.
Okay.
Jeff, you're gonna love it.
Clash of Titans.
I hear, wise one.
You will follow the Liabe seeds wherever they go. And when you
Japanese people dressed as druids.
This is very, very easy to find. I'm pretty sure this is like on Tubi or something. You don't have to look hard for this.
with the eight brave.
Nope. I heard the noise. Team America.
Right. I love the music right there.
The miniature work in this is fucking badass.
That is pretty tight though, I ain't gonna lie.
I like Japan. Fuck yeah.
Party time.
That's what I should do.
Druid time.
It's over now. Forget it.
Is that Billy Zane?
No. It's
I'm just fucking with you.
No. I was gonna say it's why am I blanking on his name? He died in that unfortunate accident when
I know who you're talking about. He looks exactly like the dude from Twilight Zone.
Yeah, that is
the bigot
Yeah,
in Twilight
this
Zone.
reminds me. I need to get a dishwasher.
No robot can forget your
I got one at home.
robot kind.
My two hands.
Hey, baby, don't get emotional.
I hate washing dishes.
Yeah.
Hey, baby.
I live in an old house from like
That's what I used to say when
1900.
I wasn't married before I was married.
This is the shit you gotta check out.
Battlestar Galactica?
Japanese style.
He's moving pretty fast.
That's not
That's awesome. Using
like that. That's a good shot.
as TIE fighter.
Interlock complete. To it.
Oh shit.
Now go.
Look at the wheelchair though.
Oh, the wheelchair is a Geiger.
Looks like a
Geiger
Star
joint.
Wouldn't fuck with that guy.
So naturally, the Japanese saw Star Wars and it blew their fucking minds. They had to
What do you call it?
I
make
hope
their
you
own
heard about the
version.
Tin Man.
It's the third planet. A beautiful planet.
Love those helmets.
Yeah, the
they're
costumes are
pretty
great
awesome.
too. I mean, I wish I could say this is a good movie. It's not. It's actually.
Dude,
really
we had our own
terrible.
knockoffs. Does anybody remember Star Crash?
Well, Star Crash is Italian, actually.
No, is it?
Yes, it's by Luigi
Italian,
Pozzi.
filmed in Italy, Italian director with
Okay.
David
With
Hasselhoff.
a German.
Italian,
Yeah.
European.
top to bottom, Italian movie, top to bottom, but starring Carolyn Monroe, who's from England, and of course David Hasselhoff.
So if you just say it's European, you're
Oh, and Marjo Gortner and Joe Spinell.
Frodroid, yeah.
So it was an Italian movie that was trying to look like an American movie.
That's pretty nice.
Now, how much fun must it be fucking doing this for a living? Like blowing
Yeah.
up bottles and setting them on fire and shit like this?
Guys that were blowing up the White House.
So anyway, yes, that's
Hey, by the way, this reminds me, if anybody wants to check out the Kid Bash Federation, that's Jeff's channel over
That's
there.
I'm the Fed.
That
I think I'm just gonna start calling myself
movie quality spaceship models and stuff. And I'm talking like attention to detail, computer generated structures. What
movie should we watch next week?
That's a good one.
What do you think, Matt?
No, okay. Now, is this a suggestion and you come up with it later, or are you trying to nail something down
Well,
here?
I would love to have somebody on to promote their book and also have like a movie set up. I mean, I wanted to do that with like Frog G, but then that
They're in
campaign,
demand. They're in demand. They got fucking. I guess they contact IGG and it says they're in demand.
Okay, next week we'll do
Give
Frogs
me 1
then,
minute.
I guess.
I'm way ahead of you guys. I saw Frogs because I thought that's what you guys were going to have us watch already.
Yeah,
right, so I watched it. And I told
Jeff and I were texting back and forth. He goes, "Are we watching? Is it supposed to be Frogs or what?" I'm like, "Look, don't ever pay attention to anything that anybody says in the moment on stream. Always wait for the chat because that happened to me once I watched that North Korea thing."
Well, Atlanta watched it with me, and she thought it was fun. She had a fun time watching it. She likes Sam Elliott.
As soon as I saw Sam Elliott, I was like, "Whoa, yeah, I'm totally in." Because
Sam Elliott.
All the ladies love Sam Elliott.
I worked at
love
the movie
I love
theater
Sam
in
Elliott.
1989. I saw.
I'm watching 1883 right now with him.
Sam Elliott was,
Well,
I bet
Sam
that hurts, don't
it's
it?
for you or Chad, right? He's like the guy. He's one of those rare dudes. Henry Cavill, of course, is one of those dudes where it's just like both guys and chicks like him. If you're a guy, you want to have a beer with them. If you're a chick, you want to bang.
Yeah, well,
yeah. If you're a guy, you want to have a beer with them and
watch them bang your wife. Oh,
yeah. I need you guys to.
He's gonna pick up a girl and then she's gonna have a friend, and that's why you hang out. That's why you.
Yeah, you get to.
You know how to play this game. Come on.
You're his wingman. So anyway,
no, you're your own wingman. I think of that.
So plan for next week. Frogs with Raymond.
All right.
And hopefully we'll get the Frog G boys.
You said Frog with who?
Because I feel really bad. Frogs with Ray Milland.
Oh wait, that is the one with Sam Elliott, though, right?
A very young Sam Elliott, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, who's Ray Milland? Because I can't remember.
Ray Milland, really famous actor. He was in
the movie. I already saw the movie.
X, the man
He's
with
really
the
famous,
eyes.
which is why you're asking who he is.
No, I'm trying to pick a movie that he would know.
Right. But who was he in the movie? Because I saw the movie already. Was he one that? Was he the one in the wheelchair?
Lost Weekend on IMDb, yeah.
Okay, but on Frogs, he's the one in the wheelchair, or is he? Okay.
We'll find out. Right?
Okay.
Well, sorry, spoilers. Right. There's a wheelchair.
It's all good. All right, everybody, we out of here. We're going to say peace, and thank you so much for tuning in. Spank the like button.
Yeah.
And hopefully next week my brain will be on a little more even key.
Next week we'll be goosing. We'll be goosing the like button.
And yes, thank you, Maiden. That's what I'm saying. I know my Italian movies, and I especially know my Italian trash cinema.
I saw that movie in the theater.
Oh, you lucky motherfucker!
I could hear Battlestar Galactica and the one next to me.
Oh wow! Fuck Battlestar Galactica. Star Crash is 100 times better.
I'm glad to hear you say that because when I was 8, I thought it was the shit.
Who do you think was sitting right next to that pretty kid? this prettier kid.
Hey, I'd much rather look at Carolyn Monroe than fucking.
That's right. That's why they. Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica. That shit was on TV. It was a TV movie, son.
Hey,
give me a high five there. Give me a high five there.
Hail the patience of the chat.
Don't leave me hanging.
Right.
Don't leave me hanging.
He is going to leave you hanging. He is going to leave you hanging.
No, other side of the screen, door.
All right. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you